So today's story is chapter 39. I read chapter 40 yesterday by mistake, so I go back one chapter. The destructive power of speech. Killed 24 times. A very old woman over 120 years of age once had a visitor who commented, "You must have had many rare and interesting experiences over the course of your long lifetime. Would you please share one of those memories with me?" "I'm sure lots of things did happen, but my memory isn't what it used to be. I'm afraid I have forgotten them all," replied the old woman, shaking her head. The visitor sympathized, saying that was only natural for someone of her advanced years, but persisted. "Isn't there at least one thing you do remember?" "Well, if you insist, I'll tell you. I have painful memories of being killed 24 times." The old woman mumbled these mysterious words half to herself, her wrinkled face settling into a frown. When asked to explain, she began to tell her story bit by bit in a sorrowful tone, pausing frequently. "During my lifetime, I've seen the births of many children, grandchildren, and great-grandchildren. But it is the way of life that death can strike anyone, young or old, and so it sometimes happened that a child or a grandchild of mine would predecease me. We've had a total of 24 funerals in this house. Each time I overheard people who came to offer their condolences say, 'If only the old woman had died instead.' They at least would whisper it in another room out of deference to me. But my grandchildren and great-grandchildren would deliberately say such things to my face. Their words killed me again and again." Truly, the mouth is the gateway to misfortune. We will never know how many people we may have injured or killed with our words. So this is an important lesson to all of us, all people, because this is the proverb in Japan. The mouth is the gateway to misfortune. So a lot of misfortune start from our mouth, which means our speech. By the slip of tongue, we say something we shouldn't say, but unintentionally we say something that we didn't intend to say, but because we have such thoughts in our mind. Thought is the upper stream of the river. When the upper stream of a river is contaminated, naturally the lower stream of the river will be contaminated. It's really difficult to hide our true intention, because when we are careful, we don't say such stuff. But when our guards are low, we have such slip of tongue. And then we say later, "Oh, I didn't mean it." We use this expression often. "I didn't mean it. Please believe me." But that's just an excuse. We have all these thoughts in our mind, a hidden thought. Sometimes we ourselves are not aware of those hidden thoughts. That's why it come up in our speeches. And then we ourselves get surprised. "Oh, I didn't mean to say that. Why did I say that?" And then we injure people's heart because we have that thought deep down. It comes from our subconsciousness. So that's why Buddha always encouraged us to purify our thought. Thought is the origin, the parent, and the mastermind. But of course, we need to pay attention to our speech too. Maybe that's why there's another proverb, silence is golden. If we are silent, no one knows what we have in our mind. But because we speak, people realize what we have in our mind. So, but anyway, there's another expression like sometimes our tongue works like sword or razor. Our tongue sometimes is much sharper than razor. So we should be very, very careful, especially when we are busy or when our mind is preoccupied. Naturally our guards become lower and lower, and then the slip of tongue happen. We need to keep this story in our mind, and yeah, it's a great wake-up call, and then we can maintain our good relationship with people, our important people. But of course, we should not forget to always make effort to purify our mind. It means nurture the mind of generosity instead of becoming indulgent in our selfish mind. The generosity, giving, yielding, always think about people's well-being. That's the only antidote. So, yeah, I think this is what we can learn from today's story. Okay,